do we need cigarette-style warnings on packets of bacon? The eco-campaigner Dale Vince says it would boost Brits' health and cut climate emissions. The multimillionaire eco-tycoon and Labour donor, who's also backing a campaign to make plant-based food the default option for hospital patients, claims changing the way people eat is the biggest lever the government could pull to boost well-being and tackle climate change. Let's have a listen.
Changing what we eat is the biggest single thing we can do to reduce carbon emissions, to improve human health. The medical science is very clear that eating more plants and less animals is better for our health. And, the fundamental diseases that animal diets are causing are what are crippling the NHS largely. So the role for government is to give us better advice, to put health warnings on meat and dairy products.
So we don't have them at the moment. If you go to the supermarket and you look at sort of the bacon on the shelves, whichever bacon, whose ever bacon, you're used to packets that basically say this is really nice and scrumptious. And you see a lot of the bacon, right? Now, what if we were starting to think about the impact on the pig? Just for example, to say behind this bacon there's a pig. Would this work? A kind of meme. This is the expression when a pig hears about abattoirs for the first time. And if you had that, someone eating a bacon sandwich might start to really struggle. They think, so is that enough to put people off? Let's bring in the advertisers. Let's get a couple of advertising execs from the 1970s, okay, to work this one through, because these guys were red hot. So he says, we need something like cigarettes with a really scary warning. So this one says, eat this and the little piggy gets it. He says, that's not strong enough. So this one is onto it now, a health warning. Now there's the thing, a health warning on bacon. And that's what's called for. It's not just about the damage to the animal, it's about the damage to us. Because fundamentally we're all selfish, aren't we? We need to know this hurts us. So we have something like this. You put the pig there, so there is a reminder that there's an animal going to die. But that's not going to, it hasn't stopped people eating meat before. But on this side of it, maybe you say, look, you can end up with serious cancer. You can end up a victim of bacon. So you have a picture like that of a man, AI-generated man on a hospital ward, clearly in the last days, and he's just eaten too much processed meat. And you say, well, that's crazy. That's what they do for cigarettes. So let's have a look at some other possible options. I mean, you could just, gives you cancer. No one is going to dispute that. It doesn't give everyone cancer. And if you eat it in moderation, you might be okay. What about, that's a bit like the cigarette thing where you have a tombstone, okay? And again, the little piggy here. Or you have, this would put people off, portrayal of mold. This is your colon if you eat this. Right? That'll put you off your dinner. That may be what we need.
Maybe.
Andy, what do you think?
Full sensory, why not? I will never forget a day when I was driving in my car, window down, it was in the summer, and this big lorry pulled up next to me. And I thought there was some sort of war zone next to me. It was a lorry filled with pigs on the way to the slaughterhouse, and the squealing noise, the crying. It was crying. Like, we're a nation of dog lovers here. Pigs are as intelligent, if not more, as dogs, and they have real emotions. And it was distressing. And actually, you could play that next to the bacon aisle of the supermarket, the sound of the pigs being taken to the slaughterhouse. I love bacon and I eat sausages. In fact, I ate sausage yesterday, and I actually want to stop. A little bit like giving up smoking, I want it to be draconian. I want it to remind me what I'm doing. I want the world to stop me. And put a picture of the pig on the front. Maybe not pig.
Look, we've actually packaged these up. I mean, there we go. That's it. And that gives you both barrels. You've got the pig upset on the right because of the abattoir word has got out, and then on the left you have a man who's clearly in some sort of medical emergency. He
doesn't look like someone who's dying of bacon, does he?
Well, I said to AI, give me a dying man in a hospital bed, and that's so you've got
He's
to blame
quite cute.
AI.
But anyway,
what do you think?
Well, first of all, the sound of the pigs being killed didn't stop me from eating a sausage yesterday.
No, it didn't.
So that's first of all.
It wasn't in the moment.
Right. Also, I love bacon. I have reduced my bacon intake because I heard that it's a carcinogen and I don't want to die, but I do love bacon. I also
when you say you've reduced it, you mean once a week maybe? Or
I try to eat it less. Like, I sometimes go for a sausage instead of bacon, but I prefer bacon. But I don't feel like I need to be told what to do by Dale Vince or anyone else or any packaging. I already know that it's bad for me, and I then make my choice, right? That's what it is to be an adult.
You're not making your choice, though, Jamila.
I can eat it or not eat it.
Those packets aren't they don't look the way they currently look by chance. That's science, that's psychology playing its part. So the little British flag telling you it's British, and the colour red will have been chosen specifically and hit from Wiltshire or wherever it's from.
Yes.
You are being influenced.
Well,
And
that's
most of the
because
packet,
it's supporting
until
British
we got involved in redesigning these packets, most of the packet is just the sight of bacon.
Yummy.
So that, well, exactly. So you see these nice. So if I take off that, that's what you're normally going to see. Is just the meat. There's no warning there.
But you also see the red stickers telling you it's unhealthy and very fatty, so that would put you off if you're very health conscious.
Too small, that. And is that red? Is that? I don't even know what that is. That.
Saturated fat, I think.
Yeah. Okay. That's not. I can't even read it. So let's just see what it says. This is the warning at the moment. It says fat 13 grams per 2 rashers.
That's very high.
Is that a lot?
Yeah.
Saturates 4.4, no sugars. Salt is high, 32%.
And salt's the real killer in heart disease. Salt's very, very bad for it. Hardens the artery.
For 2 rashers, okay, 2 rashers of this, you're having a third of your daily salt intake.
Yeah, and I normally have 4 rashers at least.
Right, so you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Bunny is in London. Hi, Bunny.
Oh, hi there.
Hi. So what do you think of putting these warnings on bacon?
Well, there's nothing wrong with putting warnings on bacon, but why not put warnings on pretty much everything else?
Well, yeah, but not every. I mean, you wouldn't put warnings on paper or statements.
No, well, no.
We're talking about things that do you harm.
I think there are far more unhealthy foods than bacon.
Right. So you're thinking here about cake, are you?
I'm thinking about crisps. I'm thinking about pork scratchings. I'm thinking about, I don't know, all kinds of rubbish that you can buy.
Ice cream.
Takeaways.
I mean, the classic would be ice cream. There is no nutritional value.
I don't think ice cream's that bad.
It's
I'm
just
not talking about sweet things. I'm
it's
just
frozen
talking
sugar.
About,
But it's not just
sugar.
But Jeremy, it's not just, and Bunny too, it's not just about, these are bad for your health. It's also about, I could pull up next to a truck filled with potatoes for crisps or ice cream for that matter, and I wouldn't hear screaming.
No.
It's about the animal welfare as well, surely.
Yeah, what about that, Bunny? Your name is Bunny. You must think about rabbits a bit. You don't think when I eat a chicken there is the sound somewhere in the distance of a chicken screaming.
I do. I honestly do. I am a very happy meat eater. I try to eat organic. It's very expensive. And I don't approve with factory farming.
I'm not judging. I mean, we're all in the same boat. Thank you, Bunny. I don't know whether the dispatch is kinder. I'm not sure. I mean, I think they have a nicer life.
They have a nicer life.
Yeah. Wendy in Carmarthenshire, what do you think of having warnings on bacon, Wendy?
Yes, hi. No. The farmers have just been kicked very badly. I'd like to come back to Andy
Yes.
with his lorry parked next to him with crying, screaming pigs next to him. For a start, those pigs do not know they are going to the slaughterhouse because the farmer doesn't sit them down and say, this is a slaughterhouse and this is where
It
you
didn't
guys
sound
go."
happy, though. I've never heard, I don't know what a pig sounds like when it's happy.
You're a pig
but
farmer,
have you
Wendy.
been- no, I have been. I started my farming life 50 years ago on a pig farm.
Okay, so
pigs
you know.
are very chatty.
Yeah, I mean, that's
pigs
why I let that go. I
together-
shouldn't have let that go. The idea the words got out and the pigs are saying,
Yeah.
you know what, it's
It
not,
is ridiculous.
Andy, it's too silly that.
Yeah,
They-
it is.
they-
Wendy was
they're
Wendy was
as far
saying-
as they're
Wendy was
concerned, they
saying
go off to the
pigs-
beach.
The pigs are chatty. They weren't having a chin wag. They weren't having a little furry chin wag. They were
but
screaming.
Go on, Wendy.
If you've not worked with pigs, you work with pigs live together, and they are, and if somebody pushes somebody, they squeal. It's like, get off. They don't, and pigs will fight together, as will cattle and sheep fight together. But in that thing, they're in a lorry together, and they're saying, oh gosh, we're wobbling. They do not know they're going to slaughter.
Okay.
I'm a farmer, and when I slaughter anything, I hate it. I get really distressed. I took a very old cow last week. I hate it. I cried when I took her off the trailer. But the welfare of British animals is the best in the world. I had my farm inspection last week. They inspect everything, how you keep your animals, how they're penned, how they're bedded up, how you medicate them. And I'm not organic, but I'm almost organic. I don't use sprays. I don't use fertilizer.
Yeah, you sound great. I mean, you're right, because this might put people off buying your bacon. And that's, as you say, the British farmers have had a pounding recently.
And eating anything in moderation, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's ice cream or bacon or beef, you just don't stuff yourself with it day in, day out. But,
right.
I mean, look, years ago, couldn't eat eggs, but they've changed their mind on that.
They did. Thanks, Wendy, so much. What good we're hearing from a farmer. Isn't that brilliant?